Soul 3, a realistic epic fantasy adventure for adults, by J.N. Wdowski. Note: for your full enjoyment, be sure to read or listen to the end and continue to the next chapter. Chapter 46, 8 days later. The north gate was swung open as the mounted spearmen and 3 wagons returned from the shelter. One of the wagons was filled with crates of 5,000 newly manufactured 5.56mm rounds and additional magazines for the Warson assault rifles. The west gate was swung open moments later for a Quadtron messenger who ran in. Dale, Josh, and Greendale went to see the runner, while Zup and Pete went to meet the wagon with the Warson armed men. The great author has written the siege to commence, the Quadtron reported as he caught his breath. When? Greendale asked. 2 days ago. The Quadtron begged one of the East Riverton guards for his canteen. Taking the canteen, he finished each drop. Where are your forces positioned? Greendale waited for the Quadtron to finish drinking. Handing back the empty canteen to the guard, he said, "May the great author write your story well." He turned to Greendale. "We are up in the canopy of the New Angle Woods. We allowed them to walk beneath us undisturbed. Good. We need you to save your arrows for later," Greendale replied. "Have they left the woods?" "Yes, they have." The heavens had darkened, and they ventured upon the farmlands that surround Tregor. He took a deep breath to try to calm himself and slow down his replies. "They have giants." "Giants?" Dale questioned. "Yes. Giants. They are using them to push siege towers towards the walls." Anxiety resurfaced as he recalled the giants. They almost spotted us in the trees. Luckily, it was dark enough for us to blend into the fall canopy. "How are the Neathtons holding up?" Greendale asked. "The demonoid trebuchets have been pounding their walls. They are cracking, but still holding when I had left," he answered. "Only the sea moat is preventing the towers from reaching the walls. They are using human slaves to attempt to bridge the moat. The Neathton and Anubis archers are picking them off, slowing their progress." "But they are making progress?" Dale asked. Concern was clear on his face. "Yes, they are making progress, although they are sacrificing hundreds of your kind. The Neathton spearmen and Anubis warriors equipped with Neathton steel are ready to repel the demonoids when their towers get close enough to attack the walls. 3,500 spearmen will not be able to hold off for long against an onslaught of 100,000. Dale stated the obvious to Greendale. Greendale scowled more so, understanding the numbers. Where is Lucifera? Where is she positioned on the field? She is above her army. She seems to be focusing on the giants for some reason. She must be enchanting them. The giants easily fall victim to female charm, Pixa pointed out. But her evil hold on them does not seem to be strong. If Walter is any indication of his people, they are good-hearted souls. Dale recalled their encounter with the giant seeking a mate. "Can you reverse her enchantment?" Greendale asked Pixa. "Not as long as she is on the battlefield and darkening the heavens," Pixa admitted. "Do your hunters hold the woods?" Greendale asked the runner. "We do. Over 1,200 hunters are in the canopy. Her forces, under the cover of the unnatural darkness, are occupying the open field surrounding Tregor," the Quadtron answered. "So the approach through New Angle Woods is clear?" Greendale wanted to confirm. "Aye," the messenger replied. 2 hours later, Smithy, Master Roundfam, Alchemite, and Belson stood in Greendale's office. Greendale sat at his desk with a jerky in his mouth. Standing behind him was Dale. Pixa hovered above his right shoulder. She turned to the glass in the prison cell and told him to sleep. The man fell back to his cot and onto it, beginning to snore loudly. She added, quietly. The snoring stopped. Greendale pointed his jerky at Smithy. "How many muskets have we now?" Smithy wore a leather apron over a thin, dirty shirt. He was stocky with powerful arms and covered from head to toe in soot from the furnaces. "We finished 100. I thought you wanted 175. "I will need 2 more weeks." Greendale pointed his jerky at Alchemite. Powder and shot? Looking disappointed, Alchemite replied, At least 500 shots per musket. That is if you want enough for the weapons Belson is building. It will have to do. Greendale grumbled as he tore a bite off his jerky and pointed it at Belson. And our secret weapon? 3 are ready. I'll need another few days for a 4th, Belson answered. 3 will have to be enough, but continue on the 4th. He turned to Roundfam as he placed the stick of jerky in his mouth. Well? I have already finished 4 of the carriages for Belson. We also have 2 additional support wagons ready. Master Roundfam was pleased with the productivity of his wheelwrights. I fear we will have to use what we have. I am convinced that Tregor's walls will not hold for another week. Greendale turned to Belson and Roundfam. Have the 3 ready to move out by morning. I want the weapons covered by tarps. I don't want them revealed until we are in position, and they are ready to be used. Aye, Greendale. The 2 men nodded in understanding and left the building. How many shots can each musketeer carry? Greendale asked the smithy and Alchemite. Alchemite answered, Each man can carry 30 paper cartridges each, for quicker loading than with power horns and shot and wads. Smithy nodded in agreement as Alchemite continued. I have had women and girls rolling and creating the paper cartridges. They have been a big help. The prepared paper cartridges should increase their loading and firing times to easily 3 to 4 shots per minute. Meaning they could go through their cartridges within 10 minutes of continuous firing, Greendale asked. Yes, give or take, Smithy responded. Split the muskets into 2 sections of 50 musketeers each. I want you to assign 10 boys to each section as runners to the supply wagon for additional cartridges as needed. Once we do engage with the musketeers, we may need them to maintain a continuous rate of fire. They will need to defend Belson's weapons. Greendale looked sternly at both men. Go get them ready. We will be marching out by sunrise. Aye, Greendale. They both responded, heading for the exit. Greendale called out to them as they reached for the door. One more thing. Keep producing more muskets and cartridges. Hand them out to the garrison I will be leaving behind. Just in case things do not go well and we need to make a last stand here. Aye. Both men replied before leaving. Last stand? Questioned Dale. One never knows in love and war. Greendale bit down on his jerky stick. I see what you mean. Dale had to agree. I need you to ride out also in the morning with all your men with the assault rifles and urban fighters. Take the 1 wagon with the additional ammo. I am also giving you all our mounted warriors. 2,000, Greendale ordered. Won't you need them? Dale asked. You'll take the road through New Angle Woods. Hook up with the Quadtrons on the edge of the tree line. Spread the mounted men to sweep from the trees when the time is right. Use the walkie-talkie to let me know when you are in place. I'll have the other one, Greendale explained. Aye. Dale understood his orders. What of Pixa? I think it is best she stays with you. I want to be with you, Pixa protested. When the time is right, I will be charging for Lucifera with our Warsons hitting her as hard as we can. I can't have you in my vest or on my saddle horn at that time. It is best you stay with the main army with Greendale. He is right, Greendale agreed. Once we can vanquish her, we need you to turn the giants back. I can stay in the supply wagon, Pixa offered. You are taking a supply wagon with you? Well, yes, but still. I feel better that you are with the main army, and Greendale Dale insisted. She turned to Greendale. Where will you position the army? Pixa asked. Greendale took out a map of the area surrounding Tregor. Using his jerky stick as a pointer, he replied, We will approach from the east on the King's Highway. We will set up a defensive position on the hill to the east of Tregor, about 3 miles from the city. From this position, Belson's weapons will be able to strike the rear of her army from that range, turning their attention towards us. So your position is not that safe? If you are turning them towards you? Pixa pointed out. Well, no. We will have to for a time take on the blunt of her forces. We need to draw the horde towards us, to give Dale and his men enough of an opening to strike her directly from the north. Greendale confirmed. So I would be safer with Dale, and in a better position to deal with the giants once she is vanquished. Pixa answered Greendale. She then turned to Dale. I am going with you. Greendale grinned. She's right. Please continue to chapter 47. To support the author, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.